Chosen one, you're on every screen. And no, this isn't just about numbers. This is a divine confirmation. If you're watching this right now, it's not by chance. God has aligned this moment for you. Something powerful is unfolding in your life. You're shifting from simply desiring to fully receiving. The things you've been praying for, believing for, and patiently waiting on are no longer distant visions. They are stepping into your reality right now. This moment marks more than a viral breakthrough. It's a spiritual awakening. As a chosen one, you're about to experience favor, acceleration, and alignment in ways that will leave you speechless. But you must understand what's happening so you can fully receive it. So before we go deeper into this life-changing message, pause, like this video, subscribe to help us reach 50,000 strong, and drop the number 11 in the comments to amplify this energy. If you're truly chosen, your spirit already knows this message is for you. And if you make it to the end, your life will never be the same. There comes a moment in life when everything you've endured, every harsh word, every doubt cast your way, suddenly explodes into the spotlight. It's not luck or coincidence. The universe, in its mysterious ways, has been quietly crafting your story, molding your rise like a masterful producer setting the stage for a global premiere. You didn't just survive the storms, you became the storm that no one saw coming. Think about it. Viral moments don't just happen by accident. They are the result of a silent, powerful energy building beneath the surface. The energy of resilience, patience, and fierce belief in yourself. And now, that energy is undeniable. The same voices that whispered you would never make it. They're now the ones watching, stunned, as you dominate every feed, every screen, every conversation. You're not just a fleeting viral sensation. You're the production, the director, and the star of your own narrative. The universe isn't just supporting you, it's amplifying your message so loud that it can no longer be ignored. Every moment of doubt you faced was a rehearsal for this scene, and now the curtain has risen. Welcome to your spotlight. This moment is bigger than fame. It's about reclaiming your power and rewriting the story that others tried to write for you. When you go viral, it's not just a trend, it's a declaration that you belong, that you matter, and that your truth will no longer be silenced. Silence can often be mistaken for weakness, but in reality, it's the calm before the storm, the quiet before the world wakes up to your greatness. While others rushed to speak, react, or defend, you held back. That silence wasn't absence. It was a signal, an unspoken promise that something powerful was brewing beneath the surface. The world loves a good trailer. It teases, it builds suspense, and it leaves the audience eager for what's next. Your silence was exactly that, a quiet tension that made every skeptic wonder what you were truly capable of. And now, as the premiere unfolds, the truth has shattered every expectation, showing the depth of strength and wisdom you've quietly gathered. Every silent moment was a rehearsal for this grand reveal. Like the pause before a symphony's crescendo, your stillness demanded attention. It gave space for your story to mature, for your essence to solidify, and for the universe to prepare the stage for your breakthrough. So while the noise of others may have drowned in chaos, your silence became a magnetic force. Now that the curtains have lifted, your voice is louder, clearer, and more unforgettable than ever before. The premiere has arrived, and the world is watching. There's a deep sting in being mocked behind your back, in the hushed whispers and cynical smirks exchanged when you're not looking. Those private moments of scorn can feel like invisible chains holding you back. But here's the truth. What is said in the shadows often fuels the brightest flames in the light. The same people who laughed and doubted you in secret have no choice but to face your brilliance now. On the world stage, in every public square, across every digital platform. Their private jokes become your public triumphs. The tables have turned, and their ridicule now echoes hollowly against the magnitude of your rise. There's something deeply poetic about this reversal. It's a testament to resilience, to the power of patience, and to the universe's way of setting the scales right. They tried to diminish you in silence, but that silence was your incubation, a sacred space where your true potential was nurtured, far from the distractions of negativity. As your influence spreads, it's more than just success. It's justice, validation, and an unshakable reminder that those who underestimate you often become the loudest witnesses to your victory. Imagine your story as a virus. In the best possible way, it's contagious, unstoppable, and impossible to ignore. Today, your truth floods every screen, from the smallest phone in a cafe to the largest billboard in Times Square. It's no longer contained, no longer whispered. It's a roar echoing across every channel. When your authenticity connects, it creates ripples that turn into waves. People aren't just watching, they're feeling, they're sharing. They're inspired by the raw honesty and unfiltered strength you embody. This isn't just content, it's a movement, a wave of truth breaking through the static of noise and distraction. Every share, every comment, every headline that carries your story is a testament to how deeply your truth resonates with the world. The algorithms don't just favor you, they amplify the power of your message because it's real, it's raw, and it's necessary. You've become the pulse of a cultural moment. Your truth didn't just break the feed, it reshaped it, proving that when someone stands firm in their story, the world can't help but tune in. Warnings are often ignored, especially when they come from the quietest corners or the underestimated voices. People laugh, dismiss, and sometimes mock those who dare to see what others can't or won't. But those warnings carry weight, and when ignored, they transform into undeniable truths. You were that warning. You saw what others missed. You spoke what others feared to voice. And now you're no longer a whisper in the crowd. You're the headline that commands attention and respect. The world is finally waking up to the vision you've held all along. There's a deep satisfaction in knowing that the laughter you once endured was the soundtrack of your rise. It was the background noise to the symphony you are now conducting. Those who doubted you were blind to the seeds of greatness you planted. Your journey is proof that being laughed at is often a sign that you're ahead of your time. When the world finally catches up, it can't help but make you the story everyone is talking about. In a world addicted to reaction, the true power lies in response. There's a crucial difference between impulsively reacting to negativity and consciously choosing to shift the energy around you. While others scrambled to defend themselves or retaliate, you took a different path. You reshaped the vibe entirely by refusing to engage in petty battles or fuel the fire of critics. You created space for something greater. Instead of reacting to the noise, you rewired the frequency of the conversation. Your calm presence became a beacon, a new narrative thread that people naturally gravitated towards. This choice was revolutionary. It was the difference between being caught in the storm and becoming the calm at its center. Your restraint wasn't weakness, it was strategic strength. It showed wisdom and maturity that many lack in moments of pressure. Your energy shifted from defensive to magnetic. The world noticed, the story changed, and suddenly you were not just surviving the narrative, you were the one rewriting it. Sometimes greatness begins in the background, in those quiet moments when no one is watching. You might have been the underrated episode in a long series, overlooked, underestimated, and undervalued. But every underrated episode carries the seeds of a larger story waiting to unfold. Now you're not just a single moment or a passing phase. You are the whole season. Your story has expanded, deepened, and captured the hearts and minds of a global audience. What was once minor is now monumental, and your impact is being felt far beyond what anyone imagined. This transformation from background to forefront is a powerful reminder. True greatness isn't always about instant recognition. It's about consistent growth, relentless belief, and embracing every chapter of the journey, even when it feels unseen. Your rise teaches us that the underestimated aren't invisible. They're quietly preparing to become unforgettable. There's a misconception that karma is slow, that justice is delayed. But karma isn't late, it's meticulous. It gathers every moment, every action, every word, and then delivers the truth with crystal clear clarity, like a 4K replay that leaves no doubt. You've watched the unfairness, the betrayals, and the attempts to dim your light. But all those moments weren't lost. They were recorded, preserved, and are now unfolding with undeniable precision. Karma isn't a vague concept. It's a force as real as the air we breathe. This isn't about revenge. It's about balance and truth. It's the universe ensuring that every energy sent out returns in full resolution. And as the receipts drop, the world sees the consequences of actions that once went unnoticed. Your story is living proof that the universe's justice system operates beyond human timelines. What was meant to break you has only set the stage for truth to rise in stunning clarity. Sometimes the most powerful move isn't to fight harder, but to walk away, leaving behind toxicity, drama, or anything that doesn't serve your growth is a radical act of self-love and strength. And in your case, that step away became a catalyst for something extraordinary. Walking away signaled to the world that you value your peace more than their noise. It was a declaration that you control your narrative, not the critics or the drama, and that choice resonated, so much so that it went viral, inspiring countless others who felt trapped in similar cycles. This wasn't just about disappearing, it was about ascending. By stepping out of the chaos, you carved a space where your true power could emerge, unshackled and unapologetic. Your silence in walking away wasn't defeat, it was victory. It showed that sometimes the boldest statement is made not with words but with action. Life and its challenges can often feel like a game rigged against you. Others might try to manipulate, deceive, or trap you in roles that don't fit your truth. But the power lies not in playing by their rules. It's in flipping the script and rewriting the entire playbook. You saw the games for what they were, attempts to control or distract you. And instead of falling into their patterns, you chose innovation, strategy, and authenticity. You became the author of your own story, refusing to be a pawn in someone else's design. This shift from player to playwright changed everything. It disarmed the forces that sought to limit you and gave you control over your destiny. Suddenly, the rules no longer applied because you were creating new ones. Your story is a masterclass in empowerment, showing how to rise above manipulation by refusing to engage and instead leading with clarity and purpose. In a digital world driven by algorithms, it's easy to feel like a number, lost in an endless sea of data. But the truth is, when you are truly aligned with your purpose and authentic self, the universe and the algorithm take notice. Alignment is magnetic, and it's the secret behind lasting impact. The algorithm doesn't just reward popularity, it amplifies authenticity, consistency, and value. When you operate in full alignment with who you are meant to be, you attract the right audience, opportunities, and energy without forcing it. This is more than tech talk, it's a spiritual law. The energy you put out creates the channels through which your message flows. When your inner compass is true, the external world reflects that by opening doors and turning heads. Your rise is proof that authenticity isn't just a virtue. It's a powerful force that shapes reality and commands attention in a noisy world. In the fast-paced chaos of life, being quiet is often misread as being inactive or weak. But sometimes that quiet is just the universe giving you time to buffer, to process, to prepare for a breakthrough that will change everything. While others rush to judge or dismiss you, you are gathering strength, wisdom, and clarity behind the scenes. Like a computer loading the next big update, your quiet was a vital pause, necessary and intentional. This buffering period allowed you to shed distractions, refine your vision, and build the foundation for your next big move. It wasn't silence, it was preparation, deep, meaningful, and powerful. Now that you're live, the world sees what was once hidden. Your quiet was never empty. It was full of purpose, and it was setting you up for a spectacular launch. Today's headlines capture moments, but legacy captures lifetimes. You're not just the story of the moment. You're the architect of a legacy that will inspire generations to come. Your journey from overlooked to unforgettable is a beacon for those who dare to dream beyond their circumstances. Your impact goes far beyond clicks and views. It's about the lives you touch, the minds you shift, and the hope you ignite in others who have faced doubt and dismissal. Legacy is built through perseverance, authenticity, and the courage to rise when no one's watching. Being the headline today is only the beginning. What you create now, through your actions, words, and heart, will ripple far into the future. Your story is becoming a foundation on which others will build their own dreams. You are not a fleeting sensation. You are a movement, a force, and a legacy in the making. Sometimes the system seems rigged and the battles feel endless, but you didn't lose when things got tough. You simply hit pause and allowed the system to upload, to recalibrate, and to reveal your true power in due time. This idea of uploading is about transformation. It's a reminder that growth often requires stepping back, recharging, and trusting the process. While others pushed for instant wins, you chose longevity, depth, and sustainable success. By allowing the system to catch up with your evolution, you ensured that your rise would be not only spectacular, but also lasting. This patience isn't passive. It's strategic, powerful, and wise. You didn't fall behind. You simply prepared for a launch that would leave the world breathless. There's a profound difference between being a secret and being a signal. Secrets are hidden, quiet, and often fearful. Signals are loud, clear, and impossible to ignore. Congratulations. You've transitioned from the shadows into the spotlight, from silence into resonance. Being a signal means your voice carries far beyond your immediate circle. It means your message vibrates through the noise, cutting through distractions to reach those who need it most. You're no longer confined to whispers. You are broadcasting your truth for the world to hear. This transformation is a celebration of your courage, authenticity, and resilience. You've proven that what once was unseen is now undeniable. Your story is a beacon, a call to action, and a source of inspiration. So stand tall, speak boldly. You're not just part of the story, you are the signal that changes everything. There was a time when you felt unseen, unheard, and overlooked, like a whisper lost in a deafening crowd. That invisibility wasn't a reflection of your worth. It was the universe's way of quietly preparing you for something greater. The invisible moments were your training ground, where your spirit hardened like steel and your vision grew clearer than ever. Now those days of invisibility are behind you. You've moved beyond being a shadow to becoming a force that commands attention and respect. Your rise isn't just a comeback, it's a complete transformation. You are invincible, not because you never stumbled, but because every fall fueled your determination to stand taller. This transformation is magnetic. People are drawn to your story because it mirrors their own struggles and hopes. You've become proof that invisibility isn't an end. It's the beginning of an unstoppable ascent. The journey from overlooked to overpowering is a testament to the unbreakable human spirit. Every step you take now echoes with the power of someone who knows their value. You no longer ask for the spotlight, you created it. You are living proof that the unseen can become the unshakable, and your rise is unstoppable. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, patience is often misunderstood as passivity. But for you, patience was a deliberate act of strength, a quiet weapon that gave you time to grow, strategize, and outlast the noise. While others rushed to prove themselves, you cultivated wisdom and endurance that money can't buy. Waiting wasn't easy. It required faith in the unseen, trust in the timing of your life, and the discipline to resist the urge to react prematurely. Patience gave you the space to heal from wounds, reflect on lessons, and build a foundation that no storm could shake. It transformed your waiting into a period of powerful preparation. What many don't realize is that patience is often the secret ingredient behind every breakthrough. It's the invisible labor behind visible success. And because you mastered patience, your moment arrived with clarity and force, an undeniable eruption of everything you cultivated while others were distracted by noise. Your story reminds us all that waiting is not a weakness, it's a radical act of self-trust. It shows that the greatest victories don't happen overnight. They happen when we hold steady and prepare ourselves for the right time to shine. Betrayal cuts deep. It's a wound that feels personal, a breach of trust that shakes the very ground beneath you. But as painful as betrayal is, it has the power to transform from a source of hurt into a powerful fuel for your journey. When people turn their backs, it forces you to turn inward and discover your own strength. Instead of breaking you, betrayal exposed what was already there, a fierce resilience that refused to be extinguished. It forced you to face your vulnerabilities and turn them into your greatest weapons. Every broken promise became a building block in the fortress of your character and courage. Betrayal also redefined your relationships and boundaries, teaching you who truly belongs in your story. It pushed you to seek alliances rooted in authenticity, not convenience, and to value loyalty above all else. This shift gave you a sharper focus and more clarity about who deserves your energy. Ultimately, betrayal was a painful catalyst that ignited your rise. It reminded you that while people may fail you, your spirit never has to. You harnessed that pain, turned it into power, and used it as the unexpected ally that propelled you forward. Life can feel like a whirlwind of chaos, especially when the world doubts you or the noise becomes deafening. But within that chaos, you found a rare and precious gift: clarity. Instead of being swept away, you learned to anchor your mind, mastering your thoughts to create a powerful mental space that fueled your rise. Mastering your mind wasn't an overnight miracle. It was the result of countless moments of self-reflection, meditation, and the deliberate choice to reject negative self-talk. You refused to let external chaos define your inner world, transforming confusion into focus and distraction into determination. This clarity became your compass. It helped you navigate the storm with confidence, make decisions that aligned with your values, and stay resilient when the path seemed uncertain. Your mind became the battlefield where you won the war before it even began. Your journey is proof that mastery over the mind is the foundation of all success. When you conquer your thoughts, you conquer your world. And that's how you turn chaos into the clarity that launched your unstoppable rise. In a culture that glorifies noise, busyness, and constant movement, stillness can feel counterintuitive. Yet you discovered that stillness is not weakness. It is your secret weapon, a quiet revolution that gave you the strength to outlast and outshine everyone else. Stillness allowed you to listen deeply to your intuition, your heart, and the subtle whispers of the universe guiding you forward. It was in these moments of calm that you found answers, recharged your spirit, and gained the courage to move boldly when the time was right. This stillness also protected you from the toxicity and chaos swirling around you. It became a sanctuary where your true self could flourish without distraction or judgment. The world may have been loud, but your stillness was louder in its depth and power. Your story reminds us all that sometimes the greatest progress comes not from rushing, but from pausing. Because stillness isn't stagnation. It's preparation, healing, and the birth of extraordinary strength. Doubt is a shadow that follows everyone, especially those who dare to dream big. But you didn't let doubt extinguish your fire. Instead, you transformed it into your greatest motivator, a spark that ignited a relentless pursuit of your purpose. Every moment of uncertainty became a question that challenged you to prove your strength. You learned to welcome doubt not as an enemy, but as a catalyst, pushing you to prepare harder, focus sharper, and believe deeper. Doubt became the fuel that powered your rise, rather than the chain that held you back. This transformation required courage and vulnerability. The courage to face your fears head on, and the vulnerability to admit when you were scared but kept going anyway. You rewrote the narrative around doubt, showing that it doesn't signify failure, but signals a breakthrough in progress. Your journey is a beacon for anyone struggling with fear, a testament that the very thing that threatens to stop us can become the energy that launches us into greatness. Limits are often invisible walls built by society, circumstance, or even self-doubt. But your story is about breaking those ceilings with relentless force and unyielding belief. You refuse to be boxed in by expectations, stereotypes, or the status quo. Shattering limits wasn't just about achieving success. It was about redefining what success looks like on your terms. You challenged outdated narratives, pushed beyond comfort zones, and shattered ceilings that once seemed impenetrable. Each breakthrough redefined the impossible and expanded what others thought was achievable. This wasn't just personal, it was revolutionary. Your rise created space for others who felt confined by invisible barriers. By breaking your own glass ceilings, you became a trailblazer, lighting the way for those who follow. Your story proves that limits are only as real as we allow them to be, and with enough courage and conviction, every ceiling can be shattered. There's a rare and potent energy that comes from being in full alignment with your purpose. It's not just about what you do, it's about why you do it and how deeply your actions resonate with your soul's calling. You tapped into that energy, and it became the driving force behind your unstoppable momentum. Alignment means your goals, values, and actions are synchronized. This creates a flow state where challenges become opportunities and setbacks turn into lessons. When your energy is aligned, you move with confidence because your path isn't just logical. It feels right in every fiber of your being. This alignment also attracts the right people, resources, and moments into your life. Almost like a magnetic force, doors open, synchronicities multiply, and what once felt hard suddenly feels effortless. Your rise wasn't random. It was the natural outcome of living in true alignment. Your story teaches us that when purpose meets power, the universe conspires to amplify your impact. And that's the energy that transformed you into the unstoppable force you are today. Surviving hardship is one thing, but owning your narrative and creating your future is a whole new level of power. The lights dim, but the glow from the screens only grows stronger. This is not the end. It's the crest of a wave you set in motion. 1 million pairs of eyes found you. The story you told, the truth you lived, the pulse you carried through the lens. Each moment has been magnified, echoed, and etched into digital history. There was a time when you were only a voice in the dark, a silhouette in the crowd, but now you are a signal beaming across continents. The live stream may have ended, but the resonance continues. Every word, every flicker of emotion is now part of the collective consciousness. You are not just seen, you are remembered. The stream wasn't just about numbers, it was about presence, power, the sheer gravity of your being captured and transmitted across millions of devices. Every frame told a story, and every second told the world. This matters. You matter. You turned the ordinary into the unforgettable. You didn't just broadcast, you revealed. You didn't perform, you connected across bandwidths and timelines. You became a symbol of something raw and real in a world often filtered into silence. The chosen one isn't just a name, it's a responsibility, a weight, and you carried it with grace under fire, with poise in a pressure cooker, with heart in a hollow space that begged for meaning. Now everywhere someone taps replay, they're rekindling that heartbeat. Every platform became your stage, not because the algorithm favored you, but because the truth couldn't stay hidden. It had to break through, and it did, with you at its center. You weren't amplified by luck. You were amplified by clarity, by courage, by conviction. The view count is a symptom, not the story. The real story is what made people stay, what made them listen, what kept their eyes wide, their hearts open, their minds tilted forward in anticipation. That is your triumph, not the view, but the vision. You reached into a fragmented world and gave it a reason to pause, to focus, to reflect. That kind of impact can't be faked. It can't be replicated. It's the product of truth, timing, and talent colliding with destiny. There's a sacredness to being seen, not in the superficial sense, but truly seen. Seen for your essence, not just your energy, for your message, not just your metrics. You've crossed over from being content to being consequence. And the ripple? It's only just begun. Across continents, phones are lighting up. Screens are loading your face. Voices are quoting your words. In chat rooms and comment sections, the echo of your presence is still being processed, translated, interpreted. This wasn't just a digital event. It was a cultural one, a communal one. The moment brought us together across time zones and ideologies. In a world overwhelmed by noise, your signal was unmistakable. It was clean. It was clear. It cut through. There are artists who wait years for their moment. There are speakers who never reach their audience. But somehow the universe aligned, and your moment became a monument, one that people will revisit, dissect, and learn from long after the signal ends. The burden of being the chosen one is that now more is expected. And yet this expectation is laced with admiration, with curiosity, with hope. People are no longer watching to see if you'll rise. They're watching to see how high. You've gone viral, yes. But more than that, you've gone vital. You became necessary, a touchstone, a reference, a force. People aren't just tuning in because it's trending. They're tuning in because it transforms something in them. And though the spotlight can feel warm, it can also burn. But you stood in it without flinching. You told the truth without twisting it. You showed yourself without shrinking. That's what separates a viral moment from a legacy. Millions watched, but what matters is who watched and what they took with them. Teachers, dreamers, doubters, creators, seekers. You left something behind for each of them, and what they carry forward is the real milestone. This wasn't just entertainment, it was empowerment. You gave people permission to speak louder, to stand taller, to press go live on their own truths. And that ripple will travel farther than any algorithm ever could. You shattered the fourth wall. You weren't on the screen. You were the screen, transparent, electric, undeniable. The energy didn't come from the comments. It came from you, from your core, and it traveled like wildfire. Yes, there were skeptics, always will be, but they watched too. And in watching, even they became part of your story. That's the paradox of visibility. Once you're seen, even your critics amplify your reach. So what now? The cameras may cool, but your heat remains. The feed may end, but your frequency doesn't fade. You're not just live. You're alive in the minds and memories of millions. That's permanence in an impermanent world. Fame is fleeting, but impact is immortal. The numbers are flashing like fireworks, 1 million views. But this isn't just a digital metric. It's a cultural moment. It's a message pulsing through satellites and timelines, through hearts and hardware. You've gone from individual to icon, from username to universal symbol. This is your arrival. This is your revelation. Everywhere, screens flicker to your rhythm. Phones, tablets, televisions, even projection walls in downtown cities. You're not just present, you're unavoidable. There is nowhere you're not. From quiet bedrooms to roaring stadiums, from the loneliest night shift worker to the loudest crowd in Times Square, your voice is in the air like a signal. You didn't trend, you transformed. There's a difference. A trend is temporary. Transformation rewrites the rules. You didn't just capture attention, you earned it. And now that attention is listening, watching, reflecting. 1 million might be the count, but the impact is immeasurable. There was a time when the word live meant risk. It meant vulnerability. It meant no retakes, no rehearsals. But you leaned into that unfiltered chaos. You opened yourself to it. And in return, the world opened itself back. This wasn't just a broadcast. It was a transmission of soul in that moment. Nothing was scripted. Nothing was polished. What people saw was something real. And real is rare. Real breaks algorithms. Real cuts through noise. Real is remembered. And you were nothing if not real. Raw, relentless, radiant. This wasn't a viral stunt. This wasn't clickbait. This was blood and breath, fear and fire. This was one person standing at the edge of the void and saying, "Look, I'm still here." And then letting the world feel that heartbeat. The camera didn't make you. The channel didn't elevate you. The likes didn't validate you. What made this moment powerful, what made it reach 1 million souls was you. Your clarity, your defiance, your refusal to blink when the whole world stared back. And now you are everywhere. Your voice bounces through Bluetooth speakers. Your face loops in subway ads. Your message is subtitled in 10 languages. Your silhouette is graffiti on walls in cities you've never been to. Fame didn't just find you. It followed your light like a compass. 1 million live viewers means more than reach. It means resonance. Something about what you said or didn't say cut deep. People didn't just see it, they felt it. They paused mid-scroll. They called friends. They posted without filters. You weren't just content, you were context. There are those who dream of moments like this, who rehearse and plan and brand and rebrand. But you showed up with no armor but honesty, with no script but instinct. And the universe responded with one voice. Yes, you're not the first to go live, but you're the first to go live and make everyone else feel alive. That's the difference. That's the legacy. That's the signature of the chosen. Now your story loops. People are watching it for the third, fourth, 12th time, searching for what made it magical, looking for the beat where they felt everything change, wondering how one moment could feel like both a beginning and a revolution. Because it wasn't just a show, it was a shift in tone, in temperature, in trajectory. You didn't ride the wave, you became it. And now the rest of the world is learning how to swim in the current you created. Every share was a spark, every comment, a conversation, every clipped highlight, a memory branded into the collective timeline. This was not passive viewing. This was participatory prophecy. They didn't just witness you, they joined you. The faces behind those 1 million views are real people. Some smiled, some cried, some sat still, stunned by what they'd just seen. A few said nothing at all, just stared at the screen long after you logged off. You didn't just fill a feed, you filled a void. And somewhere out there, a 12-year-old just watched and decided to pick up a mic. A poet got their fire back. A teacher rewrote tomorrow's lesson plan. A stranger said, if they can do it, maybe I can try. And that is your ripple. To be live on every channel is not just to be famous. It is to be faced, to be known, even by those who misunderstand you. To be celebrated, misquoted, debated, and eventually respected, because they will come to see this moment was not hype. It was history. You didn't ask for all this. Maybe you didn't even want it. But now it's yours. The spotlight, the scrutiny, the influence, the possibility. It's all swirling around you like weather. And how you step forward from here will be watched, studied, mimicked. This is where your mythology begins. Already strangers are narrating your journey. Already fans are remixing your voice into songs. Already your moment is bigger than you, living in places you haven't touched, transforming people you'll never meet. And yet, through it all, you remain you, human. You move beyond being a victim of circumstance to becoming the author of your story, writing chapters filled with intention, creativity, and bold vision. Owning your narrative means taking responsibility for your past without letting it define you. It means choosing how your story is told, shifting from reacting to crafting, and from surviving to thriving. This shift is liberating because it returns control to you. You became a creator of opportunities, connections, and meaning. Every setback became a plot twist that enriched your story rather than derailed it. You rewrote the script, turning challenges into triumphs and pain into purpose. Your transformation is a blueprint for anyone ready to stop letting life happen to them and start making life happen for them. Your rise isn't just a personal victory, it's a shared experience that resonates across borders, cultures, and hearts. People see themselves in your journey. They feel the emotions, the struggles, and the breakthroughs because your story reflects the universal human quest for meaning and belonging. This connection makes your story more than just viral. It makes it vital. It becomes a source of hope for those who have been silenced, a beacon for those lost in doubt, and a reminder that resilience and authenticity transcend every barrier. By sharing your truth, you created a community, a global family of those inspired by your courage and driven by your example. Your rise became a collective celebration of human spirit and possibility. Your story teaches us that personal triumphs have the power to heal, unite, and uplift the world, reminding us all that we're never truly alone. Absolutely, I'll continue with 5 more headings to make a total of 30, each containing 4 long, deeply engaging paragraphs. These will be rich in emotion, vivid examples, and a human touch to keep your listeners hooked and inspired. There's always a moment when others underestimate you, when they glance sideways, dismiss your potential, or outright ignore your efforts. That moment, painful as it can be, is often the universe's secret signal that you're on the verge of something extraordinary. For you, that moment wasn't a setback, but a powerful catalyst. They didn't see the fire quietly burning inside, the sleepless nights, the relentless grind, or the unwavering belief that propelled you forward. While they underestimated your ability, you were busy building momentum. What they thought was your weakness became your weapon, a secret energy they never anticipated. That underestimation gave you clarity. It sharpened your focus and ignited a determination that burned hotter than any criticism or doubt. Each sneer or dismissal was fuel poured onto the fire of your ambition, pushing you to work harder, dream bigger, and rise higher. And when you finally emerged, their surprise was undeniable. You didn't just meet expectations, you shattered them. Their doubt became your triumph. And your story became proof that being underestimated isn't the end, but the explosive beginning of a legacy. Life will throw punches. It's inevitable. But what defines you isn't the fall. It's how you rebound. You mastered the art of turning every setback into a springboard, using obstacles as launching pads instead of roadblocks. This mindset transformed failures into some of your greatest victories. Setbacks tested your resolve, pushing you to the edge of exhaustion and despair.